we're live. Hey everybody, it is Saturday night. It is Atop the Fourth Wall plays Fallout New Vegas. I'm tired. I've been working on History of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. I still got more to do. I'm up to 8 minutes edited. For my tweet this morning when I had 7 minutes edited, I would have gotten more done with, but like, for some reason I feel like I didn't get enough sleep last night. I went to bed at like 9 in the morning. No, more like 10, actually. God, I don't even know what time is anymore. Atop the Fourth Wall, it certainly ain't gonna be on Monday. Oh, me, oh my. And tomorrow, I'm doing stuff with my family, so more time away. So this has just been great. 7 Seraphim 7, last time on the adventures of Georgie LaForgie, Georgie slept his way to Christmas and got the best present ever, lots and lots of ammo to reduce his foes to ash. Yes, we finally got the upgrade to Muggy, which allows us to just replenish our ammo infinitely from him. I did do some grinding last week after the stream, because I was like, hey, I'm going to try to get as much done with as possible. And hey, Allison's in the chat.
Hey, Allison.
Hey, Allison. In our game,
Allison.
our brain got stolen.
And flushed.
Brain and
And
brain.
flushed. Yes,
What is
yes.
brain?
This is Spock's brain in the DLC for this game.
Yeah. And anytime you mention our brain got flushed, you have to remember that our brain got stolen. It got flushed too.
Yeah, they specifically said they flushed
Georgie's
it.
brain.
They flushed Georgie's brain.
On that note, joining me this evening, we've got the game show reviewer.
Glory to Eres Nustotska. Wait, what?
Glory to Ars Nustotska. I love that in the chat. And of course, we've got Zen.
Hi, everybody. Reports of my demise have been greatly exaggerated, but I live.
Wow, you cut off there. I think we have a robot impersonating Zen here.
That's okay,
Zen?
as long as she
Hold on.
provides us with fresh ammunition for our laser guns.
Hang on one second. Zen, I'm afraid I'm going to need you to click on all the images of a traffic light.
I can't do that, Dave.
You call me Dave! You call me Dave! We're screwed!
I think I just have too many tabs open. But yeah, reports of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. We'll get to it later, but I've had a week. No singing tonight. No.
Groppler Allison, if you wish to join us, feel free to. I don't know how you usually feel about streams where we're actually just where we're just like playing a game and most of the conversation is just based off of stuff that's done in the super chats. Otherwise, yeah, we should just get started here. We're only going for an hour and a half. Like I said, I got work to do. I'm tired. I'll probably end up taking a nap.
Yeah, we'd love it if Groppler Allison could join us. So yeah, just let us know in the chat. SKH Video Production, sorry I couldn't be of more help with Adobe Premiere. By the way, dude, you still use 5.5?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's wrong with that?
I can't really say much because I was using 6.0 for the longest time.
Yeah, because most of the things after 5.5 are pretty much Creative Cloud, and I do not want cloud stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
Allison said that she'd be up for joining us, so I will. We are on Skype, by the way, Allison. Some games just do not want to cooperate with Discord. So yeah, this is one of those cases where we just use this. Let's see,
Patrick Caulfield, in a sarcastic tone, I get the sneaking suspicion based on your tweets. You may like Steel from Beast Morphers.
I may just, in fact, like Steel. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Just a hunch, mind you, but I'm 49% sure. Also, hi, Allison.
Steel is so fun. He is just a fun character. He's the way I describe him in the History of Power Rangers is he is egotistical but not arrogant.
Let's see here. Samurai Tiger 19. It's clear Martin, a.k.a. Little Karibo, has disdain for post-poophead Bastion Misawa of Yugioh GX. How do you feel about Bastion?
Posh craphead Bastion Misawa. He's not wrong. Bastion was really kind of a dork in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I really kind of enjoyed his eventual fate, like, because even I realized when he reappeared in season 3, oh wow, we haven't seen him for a while, and it turns out he like went to another dimension and nobody noticed. The show just kind of played into the fact that he's a joke. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like that his characterization was that he was the kind of person who thought that the world worked a certain way, and as soon as that mindset got screwed with, he couldn't handle it.
Hey, you were talking about Power Rangers just a second ago. Can I update you on my Power Rangers watch?
Last I saw from your tweets was that you were watching the Turbo movie. What are you up to now?
I just started Turbo, surprisingly, after the Turbo movie.
What?
And, Vulcan Skull are monkeys?
Yup!
There's a small child that Zordon has given the duties of a Power Ranger, and now there's another lady who's replaced Zordon. It's pretty wild.
Yup!
I see you haven't made it to the pizza yet.
I have not made it to the pizza yet.
Pizza is past the halfway point.
You know what my favorite part of that movie was?
What was that?
Rocky just completely whiffs it out of that ring and hurts himself and makes himself not a Power Ranger anymore out of just being dumb, I guess.
Pretty much,
You can lose the duties of being a Power Rangers by being an idiot.
Like, what?
This is the Rocky sequel that nobody wanted.
Anyway, Turbo's a little dumb, but I'm enjoying it.
So Allison, how familiar are you with the game Fallout?
Well, I am vaguely familiar with it. I've played some of the third one, like the first, I played it for like 10-20 minutes. And I've watched some Monster Factory, so I'm a little familiar with that.
All right, well, this is Fallout New Vegas. It apparently came out right before Fallout 4, which I believe is the one with Pam, is the Monster Factory one with that.
I think New Vegas, that's the third one. I think that is the one I've played a little bit of.
Okay, yeah, so we're doing one of the DLC. We are nearing the end of one of the DLC quests that everyone wanted me to play, especially Nash, where basically we're in this kind of weird 1950s... Sorry, the game is talking right now. Basically, we're in this kind of 1950s sci-fi dystopia think tank area where a bunch of scientists decided to take their brains out of their bodies and put them in crappy robot ones.
Oh, this is a DLC?
Yep, Old World Blues is what it's called. And we've been playing that for a while now because these guys are freaking nuts and they stole my brain and flushed it. And so our quest in Old World Blues is to get my brain back.
Oh, what is brain?
We got
brain and brain. What is brain?
We got our heart and our spine back.
Okay.
But now
our brain, we need to retrieve it. I think we're at the point where we could play the end of the thing. The thing is, though, I don't know if we can come back here after we finish the DLC. Is my question, because there are upgrades, like cybernetic upgrades to my body, and I think. Sorry, I thought I heard the door opening slightly. There are cybernetic upgrades to my body that I can get here, but they're just expensive.
I have heard we can chat. Drakey C says you can come back at any time. Okay,
so we don't need to deal with getting those right away. So yeah, let's do what we can to finish the DLC tonight. We probably won't be able to, but let's. Okay, we have not discovered location yet. Have we done Big Mountain North Tunnel? Yes, we have.
All right, let me go ahead and get super chats because we are running a bit behind here. 7 Sarah from 7. So for the crafting, with the stuff you have been grabbing to feed the sync AIs for raw materials already, all you need to do is loot in the field as well for repair kits or wrenches. Feel better, Zen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I am feeling much better now. We'll tell you the details later.
JV Rose, I don't work today and can catch the stream live, not to jinx anything, but last time this happened, Georgie's brain was flushed. Uh-oh. JV Rose, you might want to leave now. We want to prevent any more from us from getting flushed.
It was one of our best streams, though.
It was. Phil Pfizer, last week we heard the dumbest Star Trek episodes from each show. This week, What's the dumbest Doctor Who episode for each Doctor? Ooh, that is hard.
That is harder because I've only while I've seen plenty of classic Who, there's only so much of like original first and second Doctor that I've seen. Although first Doctor, can't think of one. Second Doctor is definitely the one with Atlantis.
Underwater Menace.
Underwater.
The first Doctor's very first episode, where there's cavemen and shit, was pretty dumb.
Yep.
Yeah, that was bad. That was
The pilot
bad.
was pretty bad.
I have to
the
give him a
actual
pass
pilot
based on the fact
episode is
that-
fine, but like the actual
I
pilot
guess it leads.
episode's
I guess
good,
it leads
but-
like into it. It's like part of the serial, but not
Yes.
the beginning of it.
Yeah.
There was
caveman
like
is
something
just
with like a
bad.
bug world too. I remember being
Yeah.
there's people walking around in bug suits.
I can immediately say Love and Monsters is
Worst
the
10th
worst
Doctor episode.
Yeah,
that's yeah.
that might be the worst. That might be the worst modern episode. I'm gonna go with. Actually, no, I take it back. Worst modern episode. Love and Fear Her also competes for that title. I don't know what. Hold on. The question is stupid, not or dumbest, not. Okay, that's actually pretty dumb now that I think about it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Fear Her.
I can't
Gordon CX. Between the Power Rangers having a musical scene like it's High School Musical and having the Rangers being baked into a giant pizza, which moment of Power Rangers have jumped the shark?
I mean,
Is there
All
a
of
shark
them.
to
I'm
jump?
gonna say, is there?
I can't give you anything. for
This-
that.
I mean,
I
they
think it
literally
breathe in
jumped
space,
over
you
shark
will?
monsters. So
We are past the shark.
They can breathe in space. There is no sharks anymore.
I can't give you anything. for
yeah.
that
By the way,
injury.
Allison, you haven't really seen this in action yet, but there's air on the moon.
Oh, there's air on the moon.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a frequent thing. We see
We're
them
out of stim
doing
packs.
stuff on the moon in future,
Maybe you'd be better off with an autotech suit.
in future stuff, and they're just breathing. No suits at all.
There was a long arc where through
can't give you
Zio
anything
where
for that injury.
Rita and Lord Zed and the rest of the goons are like just driving an RV on the moon, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this is just scenes from Mystery Science Theater. This
Yeah.
is nothing. They're just
Yeah, the
driving an
camper of
RV
evil.
on the moon.
The Camper of Evil. I love that subplot. I wish it went to more places. I wish we had like them eventually just trying to just openly operate against the Machine Empire.
You know what I really enjoyed? I enjoyed the ones when they were starting to focus on Adam a bit, and there was like there was a Halloween one where it's like a dream sequence through a lot of it, where
Oh,
he's
yeah,
running
that was
around
great.
and like Tommy's a vampire. Yeah, I thought that one was fun.
Yeah, I thought about
enjoyed
doing
that.
like an episode on Power Rangers horror episodes or Halloween stuff, because later seasons Halloween episodes are basically just an excuse to do clip shows.
My best friend.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But yeah, but they do have some like horror stuff later on. When you get to Lost Galaxy, there is a story which is basically Alien.
Yeah. Yeah, I
the
have
Rescue
enjoyed
Mission
their
or something
Halloween
like that, right?
episodes. They're a little silly. What?
I think that episode, if I remember Lewis's review correctly, I believe it's The Rescue or something like
The
that.
rescue mission,
Yeah, The Rescue Mission.
because they get they get a distress call, and they're like, well, we should help people because what happens if we need to put out a distress call at some point? It's just the right thing to do, and then it's like, and it's frickin' aliens.
I liked
Okay.
their like first Halloween episode. I think it was their first one where it was like Kimberly goes onto like a Halloween themed game show, and they were like, "This is like the #1 game show in America." It's like a crappy Halloween themed Dracula hosted game
Yeah, I don't even
show.
remember that. I barely remember that, but I remember them saying like the #1 game show. I was like, really? Okay.
Yeah, it looked so cheap, and it's like, I feel like I love Halloween, but this is very niche to be the #1 game show in America.
You never know.
Yeah, oh man,
it's-
they need more Halloween themed game shows. I'm always looking for specific Halloween shows.
Fill that
T.
niche right
Williams-
there.
Yeah. T. Williams CA. By the way, I guess you've heard Whitaker and Chip Knoll is leaving Doctor Who after next
I
season.
can't
Yep.
give you anything for that
It-
info.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was the
bye.
one that introduced the pumpkin wrapper, wasn't it?
Yeah, pumpkin wrapper.
Yeah.
Pumpkin wrapper.
They
Yo,
finally
yo,
made a
yo,
toy
yo,
of
yo.
pumpkin wrapper. That Hasbro made. I have it.
Oh man.
I'm not a big figures collector, but I
Pumpkin
had to have
wrapper was
pumpkin
great.
wrapper.
Max,
Pumpkin wrapper was
you
great.
would be better off if you had it.
The Captain Avenger 93, and man, Lewis, you have a really messed up sleep schedule. No offense, and hopefully it'll provide some comedy tonight, mainly because I just lost my job. Oh, sorry to
Oh,
hear
so
that.
sorry to hear that.
Oh.
Sorry to hear that.
Hopefully,
and Luce
us
doesn't
talking
sleep.
about pumpkin wrapper is entertaining for you.
Yes.
Luce doesn't sleep. He waits.
Hopefully the pumpkin wrapper didn't go in the crapper.
Bad guys,
Dragon,
dealt with.
Dragon
All right.
Fan 209. Clearly, the only way to save the day is fruit pies. Pretty
Was that a
groovy.
callback to like one of the comics, right? With fruit pie
Yeah.
thing? Okay. Yeah, I remember that. It had like what, Batman or Superman
There
or
are
something?
tons of Hostess
Yeah.
Fruit Pie comics out there between Marvel and DC. I usually do them for comic book quickies episodes, where it's like I take a bunch of short comics and I just do quick reviews and jokes about those.
Oh, okay.
Just there
Also
are
why you have-
tons of them out
I
there.
do-
They're
I
always
do
hilarious.
enjoy this as a
every
running thing.
problem can be solved with Hostess Fruit Pies.
You know
Do you
what?
still
I
have the
can't argue
box?
with that.
Do you still have the box of Hostess fruit pies?
And the game crashed. Okay.
Ah!
Oh boy.
This
That's
happens
one
sometimes in this
crash
game.
count.
Fallout Bethesda games are notoriously buggy.
Hmm.
It's Fallout
Right,
Bethesda.
yeah.
Yeah, we've
Didn't
called it
they-
Bethesda.
They have like an error in a couple of them where you like punch things and they go all noodly,
I think so,
stretch
yeah.
out. Yeah.
I mean, we were fighting a scorpion in the wall a few minutes earlier.
Yeah.
This is why I saved right there.
This is
Okay.
the PC version of this
Yep.
game, yeah.
I'm a PC
Yep.
gamer, so it's what I got.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, I played
console
the
all the way.
console.
Patrick Caulfield. I had the opposite opinion of Justin when I was a kid. He was actually my favorite character in Turbo. When I rewatched it, I thought Justin was still fine and not nearly as bad as people made him out.
Justin himself is fine. The problem is everyone else gets stupider.
Yeah, well, I have watched only a few episodes of Turbo so far, so this may change. I didn't like the amount of focus on him. I don't like to be like mean just because it's a kid on there, although it is a little ludicrous, but they are like kind of shoving some of the other characters aside. But
Basically, what
The one
happened was
thing-
Big Bad Beetleborgs was actually getting more popular than Power Rangers at the time.
that damn Beetleborgs, it's Flabber's fault.
So basically, they decided, well, if it's successful over there, let's have a Kid Ranger and see how that goes.
Oh. That makes sense to me. I was thinking there had to have been some reason that they were like, we need to have a kid in there. I figured it was just because they were like an audience proxy kind of thing. Though I know that wasn't new to the Sentai because they had Kid Ranger become Adult Ranger before.
Yeah, the original White Ranger
Right.
in season 2 of Mighty Morphin, that was a kid. That's why he was so energetic upon his first appearance.
Yeah, he did like a little dance and stuff,
Yep.
and then this just Tommy's voice like, all right, yeah, it worked.
Oh, by the way, for those watching, the reason I swapped while I was doing grinding on my own, I realized that the layer, this thing, is actually a really powerful gun. So I've been using that instead of the my upgraded laser pistol.
I was gonna mention something. And I totally forgot it. All right. Pretty groovy. I have a theory about how the morphing grid changes the proportions of every ranger. I just remember what it was. All right, Lewis. I like how in your review you refer to the rangers as soldiers. You know, they're soldiers in a war, basically. And you know, I think that perspective alone changes your entire perspective of the entire show, because up until you think of them as soldiers in a war, you think of them as, you know, just superheroes, effectively. But if they're not superheroes, they're soldiers, then it's like, then what the heck do you have a kid on your team for?
Zordon,
Yeah.
Zordon is a horribly irresponsible, insane giant head.
This is another, this is another thing I actually talked about in the Beast Morphers, in the Beast Morphers review coming up. I have less of a problem with figures like Zordon or even Gosei picking teenagers, because hey, they're quasi-mystical, beings. They probably can sense the best people for the job kind of thing. What is up with actual government agencies deciding, let's put teenagers in harm's way?
Yeah, I don't. Especially when you look at how old the characters are supposed to be versus the actors. I know some of them were fairly young, actual teenagers, but a lot of the time it's like, these are adults, so you don't really think about the fact that they're supposed
Especially
to be
not the
like
Mighty Morphin
Morphin
days. Most of the Mighty
now.
Morphin days, they were like 20-somethings. And
yeah,
they looked
well,
like
I think
20-somethings.
wasn't Austin St. John, he was actually like 19 or something when he got hired? I think he was a teenager.
How do you
But
do,
most-
fellow kids?
How do you do, fellow kid? Well, by the end of it, it took till the beginning of Turbo for them to graduate.
that
I'm like,
all?
how are they still in high school? Go to college already. You're
They got
grown
sent
people.
back. Like,
The funny thing is, if you
15
think
years
about
in
it,
high
if you
school.
assume each season is a year, then yeah, of course, they started out as freshmen in high school, and then
That
they've
means
been like
they were
this
like,
for a
what,
while.
16, 15 when they started? I do not think so.
Okay.
Total
I've got a-
freshman.
I've got a pet theory. Oh, this is a fun little pet theory. The reason why they're in high school so much, their ranger duties took them away from high school so much they failed
You know
multiple
what?
years.
You know what? I believe it.
I believe it.
hey,
Especially
Billy
because they have
graduated
time
early.
for drag races and Glee Club. Like, they're doing all these activities to make up for the fact that they're set back because of ranger duties.
I have no idea how they had time for
Time
anything
to
with
fight.
all these different like clubs and stuff they were
I
part
know,
of. I'm like,
right?
Man, these are busy bees.
I know. It's
I don't
like,
know how Billy has time to make flying cars and body swapping machines.
He doesn't
Really?
make those, just for the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it. He's like,
Cessation
oh
of
well,
hostilities
we'll scrap it.
complete.
Guess that didn't work out.
And by the way,
Sadly,
we
the
never
writers
know what
all
happened to the
high
rad
school.
bug. It just stops being a thing.
Yeah, I was pumped for the flying car, and then it stopped showing up. I'm like, what happened to their flying car?
My guess is that Alpha stole it and drove it and crashed it, and that's what happened in Alpha's Magical Christmas.
Oh my God, he was having a joyride.
And by the way,
All right.
Stanza
It all
being
comes
being canonically a thing in Power Rangers does not go away.
The flying car.
No, Santa being real.
So,
Oh hell yeah!
Like, especially
Throw
when
it
you
in,
get to
throw
the Neo
everything
Saban
in there.
era, like I said, the Halloween and Christmas episodes were always excuses for clip shows, and Santa always showed up in the Christmas ones, and it's the same actor from like 2013 onwards.
Really?
Yeah,
That's great.
nice.
I greatly enjoy their holiday episodes. They're the right kind of cheese.
I gotta get back to the super chats. We're really far behind now. Pretty groovy. Oh wait, I already did that one. Oh, I was halfway through it. I have a theory about how the morphing
God
grid
bless
changes the proportion of every ranger. It's most evident, Bethesda, woohoo! It's most evident in people like Justin, Doggy, and Xenowink, but it applies to every ranger.
What was the question again? Sorry, we kind of got interrupted there because the game crashed again.
What is their theory about changing
I
the
don't know.
proportions though?
it's
Are there
actually
just
not-
the theory is that it changes their
Nope.
proportions?
Yeah. The theory is the morphing grid changes the proportion of every ranger. It's most evident in people like Justin, Doggy, and Xenowink, but it applies to every ranger. And I guess in the fact that, that there's obviously differences between the Sentai footage and, the American one.
This
But
is the
even
old,
then, in the Sentai footage, when you get the original, like, sometimes they have like animal rangers, and they're like bigger than the actual morph suits.
time
So-
to fight.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
this
you
is,
haven't gotten to
this
Doggy
is the
Kruger
old,
yet.
This is the old quantum leap theory. How do the clothes fit? Kind of magic. Kind of.
That's all.
The
Very
aura of whatever.
Yeah,
With them.
that never made any sense to me.
At least with Justin, we actually see him, like, ow. We actually see him, like, grow to fit the suit.
It would make a hell of a lot more sense to say that Sam's mind is leaping, as opposed to saying it's just your aura. It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, I've talked to some of the writers, and really, it was just whatever fit the story was what's sleeping most of the time.
Up to and including Sam getting a paraplegic soldier to walk.
Oh yeah, well no, I mean to me it's always his body because that's the thing that they stated on screen. But some other
Right.
things like they make a little more sense if it's basically whatever you want it to be.
That's true. Yeah.
What if the morphing grid is really TARDIS technology, and that's where they get the technology from?
Whoa.
That theory is
Take this.
probably along
It
the
will
same
help.
lines that the Magic School Bus is a TARDIS and Miss Frizzle's a Time Lord.
I mean,
But
it only makes
He
sense.
probably is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's only
I always
logical.
respect that theory.
I mean, it's magic. It's only logical.
ZachPet92. Hey, Linkara, have you ever read the Batman/Superman comic where their fathers meet each other?
Yes, I saw. It was years and years ago. I think it was an issue of Batman/Superman, and yeah, I did read that. I thought it was very enjoyable.
SK Studio Productions, the one where the lady's head fuses with a tile. I believe that's Love and Monsters from Doctor Who.
Yep.
Yeah.
ZachPet92. Recently, we watched your Lost Galaxy review, and I realized something. You don't get many kids show where the main villain goes through training.
Yep.
You got a point there. Jeremy Atler, speaking of Power Rangers, if they move to Netflix for future seasons, will that be a problem for you and the History of Power Rangers videos?
No, because we've already had to deal with this already because Hasbro has not been releasing DVDs, so Beast Morphers footage comes from a legitimate source, I will say, that you might be able to guess. But yeah, them switching over to Netflix is not a problem. And I'm over encumbered, so I just gotta walk really slowly. Ugh.
Professor Harmless, realize it'd be a miracle before you review any Beetleborgs, but any review of the series you guys would recommend? None that I've seen.
I have not seen a lot of reviews of other people's stuff. I know that like I can recommend other Tokusatsu reviewers, in particular Database Ranger. But otherwise, yeah. As a reminder, I do want to do reviews of like Beetleborgs and Mystic Knights of Tir and whatnot. My Patreon needs to get to a high enough amount, which I believe is about 4,000. We're just below 3,000 right now.
Guys, we need to
you
get
a Flabber fan.
we need to get Lewis up to 3,000 because I want to see him play Star Trek Elite Force 2
I've been saying this since I met him.
on
Elite
live
Force
stream.
needs to return on live
I
stream.
want to see him play it on live stream because that will be glorious.
The return of Ensign Monroe.
Lieutenant Monroe.
Lieutenant Monroe, he got promoted.
Well, was he promoted right afterwards, or
He got promoted right at the
It was
end
on-
of
it was right at the end of Elite Force.
Of Elite Force.
They even tried to do the classic TOS laughing end in Elite Force. Remember? Like,
I still
well,
say we should do Klingon Academy.
oh, that'd be fun.
Klingon Academy would be great. Because it uses a lot of FMV footage for the cutscenes. I wonder how much of a problem that would be for like I don't know if like the original company that made it would claim it or something.
I've seen full playthroughs online. I'm just not sure whether or not they're claimed or not.
Yeah.
Daniel
Where's Muggy?
Brandt,
We need to get more ammo.
my 68-year-old mom is watching Star Trek Voyager, and I've been seeing bits and pieces of it. Why didn't anyone tell me that Red Foreman's actor played the villain in the Year of Hell 2-parter? Because we thought everyone knew.
Is the light level to your...
Oh, I was like, who's Red for? Oh, right. It took me a second on that.
Let's see here. I don't see Gorn ZXs yet. There it is. Your reaction about the song and dance scene in Beast Morpher symbolized by the "Don't hug me, I'm scared of Jeff" is pretty accurate.
Yeah. So Allison, in the latest season, there's a robot. There's a robot character who gets his body swapped with another character. And his whole thing has been he's wanted to be human this whole time.
Who do you think is cuter?
And
Data?
and somehow he has an entire song and dance number in the juice bar equivalent.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
It's diegetic too. It just happens.
Oh my god, there's not even like a story reason, it just happens?
It just happens.
Oh my god, he's
there's
a jockster.
choreographed dancing. His outfit
Oh my
changes,
god.
and the end of it seems to imply that he just dreamed it. Except everyone else is singing along with it afterwards, being like, "Yeah, that was a fun dance." Stuff like, and just like, what happened? What?
This is very pleasing to me. I'm glad that Power Rangers is still on this kind of level. Like, okay, so here's my question. They are still doing it's mixed with Sentai still, right? It's not like it was just Disney when they were filming their own stuff, right?
No, they've always filmed their own stuff. It's just it's the very earliest seasons.
Well, I meant
they
exclusively
used a little
their
bit
own
less
stuff, I
Sentai
should
footage
say.
because they wanted to keep the regular Mighty Morphin suits for as long as possible for like brand recognition.
Right.
But yeah, by the time but yeah, every season still does use the Sentai footage. It's just every season changes how much they use. For example, when you get to RPM, which is the post-apocalyptic Power Ranger season.
Oh, is that another car one?
It is a car one, but the thing is, the Sentai footage comes from a goofy Sentai, but the mandate at the time was like we want to shake it up, do something different. Here's this pitch I have, and it should work with any Sentai footage. And then the Sentai footage was this goofy thing where, like, the vehicles talked and had eyeballs on the front of them.
Oh my god.
And it's trying to be a post-apocalyptic. The world has ended. There's only one city left.
Corinth City.
My god.
Corinth. And they make it work. But even he is just like, how do I make this work? This is insane. Like, they barely use any Sentai a lot of, like, the Zord Sentai footage because of that.
I think one of the things that makes that work so well. By the way, they also have an alternate theme song, which is light years better than the original, and it's also the reason I've never watched that series. But one of the reasons they make it work, I think, is because they call out attention to that stuff.
Yeah, like they wrote in some stuff to have it actually make sense. Like the character who developed them, their lead scientist. Her growth as a child was kind of stunted because of the government being bad. RPM is wild because it actually takes itself fairly seriously, but also acknowledges the goofy and is being self-referential about it.
I think my two favorite personal bits are the Rangers calling out the googly eyes on their swords, and the other one was.
I love how Dr. K, when they acknowledge the googly eyes, the big googly anime eyes is what they call it.
Yeah.
And she she just stares at them like, what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with it.
And then she asks them, they ask about the explosions.
That's it. That's the one. And then they use the explosion as a tactic.
Yep.
That was awesome. Benjamin Hall, headcanon, Power Rangers is part of Saint Elsewhere.
Everything's part of Saint Elsewhere, isn't it?
Yes.
Also, apparently the material is not spandex.
Oh yeah, Dr. K is also very angry when anyone calls it spandex. It's not spandex. It's a self-assembling nanofiber.
It is spandex with zippers.
And glitter.
I enjoyed that in Turbo too, and it looked great like a movie, and then like they turn around and you see the zippers.
ZachFet92, does anyone else think it's unfair that the main villains in Power Rangers got to reform from Zordon to Wave, but the minions turned to Ash? Seriously, Zed and Rita get to live, but not Finster?
Fuck Finster.
Allison hasn't gotten to space yet.
We're allowed.
Okay, I didn't know if you like keeping it a little cleaner. Fuck Finster though.
Oh dear. So I've entered the Forbidden Zone. Apparently there's a giant Robo-Scorpion in here. Oh, jeez!
Oh, beans.
Whoa, that's a lot of radiation.
Now radioactive! That can't be good!
The goggles, they do nothing!
This might have been a mistake!
The VR Troopers, Mighty Morphin, and Masked Rider also had the same actor playing Santa Claus in all their Christmas episodes.
Oh, that's right. RPM also has the Scottish Power Ranger.
Is it
Yes.
Is it fine Scottish or is it we want to make them Scottish?
They basically, it's that kind of Scottish, but it's very enjoyable Scottish as a result of that.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with Scottish people. There is something wrong with dumb Americans being like, we're gonna make them Scottish!
I think it's a New Zealander doing Scottish, actually. I'd have to look that up.
Oh, okay. This is during the New Zealand years.
Yep, which
So this
basically
was
is
Swade's
all
fault?
years now because they realized how much cheaper it is to film in New Zealand. So even after like Hasbro and Saban got it back, they still decided to stay in New Zealand because it was just money saving.
They know how to save money. Saban knows
Yep.
it.
Professor Harmless, fan? No. Ghostbusters subcontracted me to get info on Flabber. SKH Video Production, Steel versus Data in a dance/sing-off. Who wins?
Oh man, Steel's got some moves on him, whereas Data only
but-
knows tap dancing.
Yeah, but he is a damn good tap dancer.
Data didn't sing though. He couldn't do the song
He
part.
did
of the song
sing
and
in
dance,
he did
right?
sing in Nemesis.
Did he?
Never
Wait,
saw
what
the
did he
sun
sing in
Shining
Nemesis?
so
Ne-
bright, never
Never
saw
saw
Oh!
things
Going so
right.
right.
Oh, when he did like the little life form song.
Oh,
Yeah,
he did
okay.
that too.
That too.
Yeah, I
yes!
remember that. Yeah, I remember.
Life form, tiny little life form.
Yeah, how could I forget his beautiful singing voice?
Wait, are you? Do-do-do-do-do-do.
I remember him going, shit!
Everyone remembers that.
That was
Alec Draven. So you mean to say Lieutenant Monroe achieves in 1 week what Harry Kim hasn't done in years?
Yep.
Damn it, Cam.
It does take
I
place
told
on
you.
Voyager, so it makes sense that she would promote someone else above Harry.
It has an episode title, for Pete's sake.
Cam, I will give you promotion when you earn it. Now
The
shine
first time
my
I saw
shoes.
that episode, title, I started laughing my ass off. Dragon Fan, you remember the episode name?
I do not. 1 second. I need to get past this force field. Also, someone's car alarm is going off. There we go. Anyway, why don't you read off some more super chats while I try to kill this scorpion?
All right. Dragon Fan 209. How would you reimagine Superman 4's Nuclear Man?
Oh, I wouldn't give him Gene Hackman's voice for startup.
I mean, does he need to be reimagined?
no,
it
I
is
think it's glorious what he
perfection.
is.
I'd probably give him like energy blast as opposed to the nails.
Oh yeah, that was kind of weird.
The nails of death.
Once his rookie fires up back. Oh no! What if someone activated this backup generator that's apparently bad for this for this Robo Scorpion prototype?
It could damage or destroy the prototype. Oh no!
Is that all?
Oh no, so terrible.
Oh, it did
What's funny is I probably could have killed it without that. I was doing damage.
Anacomic Geek, the late Mike Wine Ringo, I believe that is, or White Ringo?
No, I think is their name.
Yeah. Drew an issue of the Avengers, which is cool. Sadly, it was the issue right before Onslaught kicked in.
That's cool.
ZachFat92, since you've covered every other sci-fi franchise, when do you think you'll cover a Planet of the Apes comic? They've had plenty of crossovers, including Star Trek, Green Lantern, and King Kong.
Probably sooner rather than later, if only because I want to finally do... Eventually, I'm going to do the, what's it called? The Planet of the Apes and Alien Nation crossover, which still amazes me as a thing.
Hi, Kana.
Mark Burkle, RPM, fourth wall breaking, self-referential jokes alongside a horrible child experimentation and the near extinction of the human race. And it works.
Yep.
You gotta laugh. In the face of that type of danger, you gotta laugh.
Oh yeah, because if you don't, you're screwed.
They have some
yeah.
dark. They have some dark stuff for a kids show in RPM.
James Derrick, there are two terminals. One lets you summon help, the other lets you turn the boss off. I think we already found that.
Yep, I just turned the boss off.
Emperor Seth, is Superman affected by radiation canonically?
I cannot recall. I want to say he's less affected, but he is still affected. Because after all, kryptonite is basically just a unique form of radiation.
True. And then speaks too soon. I'm watching for your super chat, and guess what? We're nearly 40 minutes in, and we're finally caught up.
Yay!
We're caught up. My cat Kana says hi. My cats were my best nurse this week. All right, I haven't talked about my week. So I have had.
I'm gonna interrupt you. Speaks too soon comes up. Go ahead.
Okay. I've had a week and a half. Last Sunday, I was about ready to go back to work, because I've been on medical leave, but I was just like, okay, like, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, and but then around like midnight on Sunday, all of a sudden I got this worst heartburn that I've ever had that made my chest pain go back. So I'm just like, I'm sitting here for a week dealing with all the fallout of this chest pain and wondering like what is going on. Turns out I have a stomach ulcer, they believe, and so after getting that checked out, I got meds that helped my stomach. And you know what the weird thing is? My upset stomach was affecting the chest pain. So now I no longer have chest pain because they settled my stomach. I don't know how bodies even function if this is how it works.
Sorry. Oh, very sorry to hear
First
any of that. That's
Yeah,
awful.
so at least we finally have a working theory about what's been wrong with you.
Yeah, that's true.
This has been going on for 4 years. So I'm like, I was giving up hope because nobody thinks to ask certain questions. And they're like, they check the stomach. It's like, I don't feel anything. But it's taken them 4 years to find out that I possibly have an ulcer, and I'm getting that checked out on Tuesday.
Speaks too soon. There was a story where Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and the Hulk briefly replaced the Fantastic Four. What was that about?
Oh, I don't remember the details of why that was. I want to say that like they were either in another dimension or there was some mystical thing happening where like the four got brought together and they became the Fantastic Four for like an issue or two. But I cannot remember anything beyond that.
Was that your kitty cat?
That is my cat. She's very loud, and I love her.
Your kitty cat?
But yeah, this is my cat, Kana. She and the other two cats that are in my apartment, they were my nurses. They didn't leave my side for a whole week, and they slept with me, and they took turns, and they tried to sit on my stomach because they knew something was wrong, and they were trying to tell me.
As opposed to my cats, because I took a
best.
nap downstairs on the futon, and Cherry decided to keep poking at my back to be like, hey, feed me, hey, hey. I love my kitties, but dang it, I'm trying to rest.
That's why I keep my cat out of my room when I'm sleeping. Otherwise, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
My dog
Kana is the
continuously
best.
fought.
Kana will act as my pillow. She wants to make sure I'm feeling better, so she'll curl around my head to warm me. She's the best.
Aw,
Yeah, my dog will not let me use her as a pillow. Neither one, actually. I've tried.
I think my head probably
all
weighs
of your
more than either
pets,
cat, so it'd probably be a bad idea if I try to do that.
All of your pets, I love them.
Aw, thank you. Kana says thank you. She's currently on top of my wires and microphone, and she says hi.
Oh.
T. Williams CA, speaking of science fiction, have you seen Lex?
I have never seen Lex. I need to watch it at some point. Diamanda Hagen swears by Lex.
Yeah, so does Nash. He really likes that one, I think.
The marketing for it on Sci-Fi Channel was always terrible. It basically promoted like, this show's about sex.
I remember the promos for God, I want to say it was Firefly. I'm not convinced it was Firefly. I want to say it was though, where it was something like they waged a ruthless war, a noble war for independence, and they lost. Now they still fight for independence. They're just a little less noble about it.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate that would be to Firefly.
Yeah, I'm convinced. I'm not convinced it was Firefly, but I don't know who it was.
I can believe that it was that was their promo for it, but that does not describe Firefly to me.
King of the Fat 2. Somehow Voldemort has returned.
What?
Oh, they're referencing Rise of Skywalker and its terrible line. Somehow Palpatine has returned.
Oh, okay. So this is a clone Voldemort.
I don't want to confront them. I want to go back to the sink to go deal with. I want to go empty out our pockets.
Yeah, save your game, empty out the sink.
Cameron Tive, hi Linkara. I don't really have much to say except sorry I had to miss your live stream last week. I was busy. And glory to Noerstotska!
Glory to Noerstotska. Yeah,
And
so Allison, oh, we leveled up. So Allison, before we played Fallout, we played this indie game called Papers, Please. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
No.
Basically, the game is you are the security guard at the checkpoint of like a USSR, style, power. So called Arstotska, where you have to like go through people's papers to see if they should be allowed in the country or not, and you get docked points if you like missed something that indicates they should not be in there. And so we decided that our character here, Georgie, is trying to form New Arstotska.
By the way, his name is Georgie LaForgie.
Because that was way too obvious. So he's not the guard though. Georgie is an actual character in Papers, Please. He's he's this
wonderfully nice guy who keeps coming back with like crayon written papers. And he's like, "Hey man, let me in. Here are my papers." And you're just like, "No, hey, it's okay, man. I understand.
I try next time."
You just do your job.
You just doing your job. I'm trying to do mine. I get it."
Yeah, he comes back 5 or 6 different times before he finally has authentic papers, and at that point you're just like, just let him in.
So okay, we got another perk. What should we choose? We could be a cannibal. I know I keep bringing this one up.
I don't think Georgie would be a cannibal.
Yeah, we try to focus this on our character. Our version of Georgie is a scientist, hence why he uses laser guns all the time.
Can he not be a cannibal scientist?
He could be, but it doesn't feel like it would match his character.
No.
That's true.
Got lead belly, which reduces radiation if we're consuming irradiated food and drink. Living anatomy allows you to see the health and damage threshold of any target. Kind of already have that, don't we? Rad resistance, stonewall, damage threshold, terrifying presence. We can make people terrified of us. Nerd rage. Fast metabolism, life giver. Gain additional 30 hit points. Chemist, any chems you take last twice as long. Purifier, you do 50% damage with melee and arm. That's useless. Tag allows you to select a 4th skill to be a tag skill, which instantly raises it by 15 points. I don't know what that means. Vote terrifying presence. Swift learner. We're not doing swift learner. We're not doing any that gives us an automatic level up. That's just not useful. According to every experienced person here. Nerd rage. Nerd rage. It's not cannibalism, it's alternate meat.
Swift Learner is better in Fallout 3 when you're just trying to get those levels early to get the skills, but at this point, Swift Learner isn't needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Kana said.
ZachFat92, being a horror fan, you probably watched the old Universal monster movies. How would you make a dark universe?
Okay, having it be... Here's the thing about the universe concept that a lot of them don't seem to get, because I would say Monsterverse, which is like the Godzilla movies and King Kong. That's the only one that does it right with recurring characters and whatnot. But in the end, a lot of these other things, Conjuring is not a universe. Those are sequels and prequels. It is only a universe in my mind if the monsters are actually meeting each other. Because the monsters are really the characters we care about. We need to, if we're gonna have a Frankenstein movie, the Frankenstein monster should meet the Wolfman, should meet Dracula. We should have that sort of thing, not just we have a secret organization that's tracking monsters or stuff like that. We need to have the original Universal monster we did this right. The Wolfman was kind of the central character who would end up meeting all these other monsters.
Oh, all these other, House of Blank movies were just, secret Wolfman sequels.
Exactly.
Next we know we have Georgie meets the Wolfman, and, the Mummy meets the Wolfman.
Yeah, just having it be like some secret organization that's been tracking the monsters and everything, that's boring. Let's have a story where like the monster, where we have like Dr. Frankenstein. Like we start out with one of the classic ones. We have Dracula, we have Frankenstein monster, we have Frankenstein would actually be a really good one, or we have the Wolfman, and then from that we like maybe we start off with the Wolfman. Oh no, we start off with Frankenstein. Like, and the Doctor's still hunting him is still hunting the monster in the sequel. But then he encounters the Wolfman, because the Wolfman's trying to get a cure for his, Wolfman-itis or whatever.
Well, curse my bonitis.
I keep going into the wrong room.
Mr. Roboto, who do you see playing the truckers of US 1? Oh God.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Like, who do we see playing US 1 of all people?
Kana, my laptop is not a pillow.
By the way, Lou, I have an idea.
What's that?
When we finish Fallout, between Fallout and when you play Pokemon again, we have a Papers, Please stream.
We could do that.
Because we will have established Linkara-AtopTheFourthWall.
And thus we have to start up, and thus we have to start up the security checkpoints again.
Yes.
Kana.
Time to fight.
That is not a pillow.
How would you react if that happened? I'm guessing you're referring to the Voldemort thing.
Also, I will say, I know I'm in the minority, but I really like the Dracula Dark Universe movie. Is it perfect? No, but I had a fun time.
I haven't watched either of them, and I really should. If only because I like mummy stuff, and I never get around, and I don't see enough mummy movies out there. So I really should just check out the Tom Cruise mummy movie and see what's so bad about it.
Mummies just aren't in vogue right now, but I heard bad things.
Part of the problem is that mummies traditionally are basically no different than a zombie, except they don't make more mummies.
Yeah.
But what I would do, but they have the potential, because their lore is basically invented in movies anyway. I would want to like do stuff with them, give them magical powers, like have them use their bandages as like tentacles to like strangle people and stuff. Now, let's see if we can just zoom back and drop off all the junk.
This is actually a good point you bring up. They never do use their bandages for any kind of power, and that is probably one of the best powers they got.
The game Diablo 2 used it to great effect when there was a mummy in a cutscene.
Captain Adventure 93. Hey Georgie, can I get a job at Linkara-AtopTheFourthWall? Papers, please.
Papers, please.
Gordon CX. I gave my cat a tiny bed for him that I placed on my own bed. Now he's sleeping in the awkward way like he's doing a JoJo pose.
Aww.
By the way, for everyone asking, yes, I did see LeVar Burton hosting Jeopardy! I would be beyond thrilled if he got the position permanently. And honestly, I think he deserves it. LeVar Burton is basically... I mean, come on, he's the one who felt closest to Alex Trebek.
Indeed.
King of the Fat 2. I recently got hired at a shop for the uniform I have to wear is a red shirt. So what are the chances that I'll die? You don't want to know.
It's best not to ask.
It's best not to ask these questions. Do not question the bullseye on the back.
20 million to 1.
For or against?
Yes.
T. Williams CA. Freddy vs. Jason is a bad example since they only focus on them in the last third.
What are you talking about? Freddy vs. Jason is great. Freddy vs. Jason, they encounter each other. They fight twice.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
They fight twice, and the last fight, lasts for frickin' ever, and it's awesome.
Might I be of service,
Emperor
sir?
Seth, what unused cinematic universe would you create?
I do want a proper Universal monster movie, or more crossovers with like 80s slasher movies. Though stuff like the thing is, Robert Englund is getting up there, unfortunately. So I have a hard time seeing him like taking over and still being Freddy in any future movies. And the thing is, he wasn't what's his face was not a bad Freddy It's just they didn't give him anything to do, and his makeup was awful.
Mr. Roboto, Charles Barkley versus Godzilla. How do we make it real?
Citizen.
Oh, good question.
Fan.
I mean, technically, it did happen in a commercial.
Yeah, the commercials what inspired the comic. Allison, you still around?
Yes.
What sort of cinematic
Okay.
universe do you want to see?
Universal monsters.
Yep.
Or I-Man. Put him in the Marvel universe.
Yes, let's get a
Just
proper
put him in
Iron
a
Man reboot.
pre-existing
Put him
one.
in Marvel.
Yeah. Get Iron
I
Man.
want a Kingdom Hearts cinematic universe.
Isn't that basically just Disney?
No, because this is, you know, the characters from Kingdom Hearts go to the Disney world. It's different. And in
Isn't that
Final
just
Fantasy,
Disney?
Jackie Earl Haley, that was his name.
okay. I'm waiting for the Powerpuff Girls cinematic universe.
Does Lewis want to see more Surgeon Mummy Play-Doh guy? Oh man,
I
hush.
demand a Power Rangers cinematic universe.
See, you can't make a cinematic universe with just one property. I don't get that.
Tokusatsu cinematic universe, go.
Conjuring universe does not really is not a cinematic universe. It's just sequels and prequels to The Conjuring. Because you never have Annabelle hanging out with La Llorona or whatever.
Well, that would make
Neil
Cartoon Network
Breen.
cinematic
Neil Breen's cinematic universe. They
There
all
you go.
exist
All
in
of
the
Neil
same
Breen's
world.
characters hang out.
I
That's
have an
just a
idea.
room full of the same character, isn't it? Just a bunch of Neil
I
Breens.
want whoever made Miami Vice. I want all the movies that he made to be in a cinematic universe.
The movie or the show?
The movie. Oh no, not Miami Vice. Miami Connection. What am I thinking?
Oh, it's like Miami Vice. All right, I don't remember who directed that, but
There's too many Miamis.
By the way, speaking of cinematic universes, it's not a cinematic one, but has anyone seen the promos for the upcoming CSI series?
I have not.
no.
I swear I did a triple take when I saw this. It's CSI Vegas.
What?
What is
surprised
wrong
they
with
haven't
that?
done. I'm surprised they haven't done Vegas. Honestly,
The original CSI was Vegas.
was it?
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Oh, they're taking it back to their roots.
Yeah, they're
Vegas.
calling it CSI Vegas.
Okay.
We're new and hip. Nobody's gonna remember the old days.
I have an idea. Let's do Die Hard in a building.
They should have just continued CSI Cyber,
Yeah, I know.
right?
All right, so we're gonna get some biological samples now instead of finishing the DLC right away because that probably is dialogue heavy, and we're having too good of conversations here to just do that just yet. I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Pretty groovy. So, Lewis, who wants Snarrow from Ben 10 except not an alien that looks like a mummy?
I don't know anything about that because I've never watched Ben 10.
Yeah, there's an alien mummy in it. It's really, really awesome.
Cool.
7 Seraphim 7. So, since you're nearly done with Old World Blues and still plenty of main game quests to do, and Spoopy Month is coming soon, the Dead Money DLC is one big survival horror game, just saying.
Yeah, people were talking about that before the stream. I don't know about that, guys. The thing is, we've been doing this for pretty much all of 2021. I'd kind of like to start moving on to another game.
Yeah, it's been
Here's
a
the
long
thing.
one. Like,
I mean, obviously, I
This
want
has
to
been
finish
fun.
the quest of starting New Arstotzka before we move on, but like, I feel
Ooh.
it's time. I feel like we've been doing this for so long. It's time to like finally move on to another thing. And I kind of want to play something else for Halloween. There are a few good indie horror games I want to try out.
Lou misses the Pokemans.
I missed the Pocket Mans.
There was some. I have not played this yet, but I've bought this game. There's a Halloween-based platformer called Pumpkin Jack.
Ooh,
If you're looking for spooky games,
that might be fun.
that's also it's
also,
PC and console. So
there's also a new one that hold on, let me check one thing. Because
Mario,
I
has
wanted
Georgie found his brain, or is it still lost? It's still lost, but we're nearing the end.
Attention, big
Mario,
There's a
Mario.
95% chance of
Very
clear
good.
skies in
There's
Optimus
also
Prime's
Spiritfarer or Death's Door, are two games that I hear are really good. So,
Yeah, Casey
Fat
Explosion,
Two.
she's been promoting a few indie games, indie horror
yeah,
stuff
there's,
that I
there's
wouldn't
some
mind checking
really
out.
good, really good horror indie games.
I thought about getting Silent Hill Homecoming and doing that.
Hollow Knight is also very good, but I don't know if it's your speed. It's a Metroidvania.
Ah.
Let me go ahead and get some more super chats in. King of the Fat 2, how would you react if Voldemort did come back to life as Palpatine did?
Okay, I've never actually read... I read like one Harry Potter book back in the day. I don't know anything about that. And honestly, I really don't feel like promoting any Harry Potter stuff after the... considering the turf created it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we not, like, it's fine if you like the books, but I don't support the person, and I'm trans, so please, let's not.
Yeah.
Emperor Seth, so in the Universal Monsters CU, who would they team up to fight? Humans? Demons and devils? Cthulhu? Alien?
I
Modern
could see
horror
Dracula
monsters?
being a
Dragons?
recurring villain, or maybe some kind of human threat that wants to screw with them. Maybe bring back some of the lesser-known Universal monster stuff, because there are like some villains in there that never really had any sequel stuff. Like in the House movies, there was what was his name, Ketterman or something? Like the dude who like took Dracula's, who got a transfusion to Dracula's blood and became a ghoul.
They should bring back the lady from the She-Wolf of London movie, where there is no werewolf and everyone hated it. It'd be like a Scrappy-Doo situation. Make
How
her
do
the
you
villain,
have a
turn it
She-Wolf of
around.
London movie
That guy's
without a werewolf?
It's psychological, man.
That's dumb.
What, is it just in her head? Well, I can tell you, you're not missing anything. But no one liked it. You can turn it around if you make this a villain situation.
Or
It's like a real-life game of werewolf.
Or start digging into mythology and books and whatnot of other, because the stuff that never made it in. Like, there are other vampires in novels and whatnot that could be, like, a fun thing to actually adapt and use.
Now, the Universal Monster Cinematic Universe, are they anti-heroes like the Suicide Squad? They must team up against a greater adversary?
I can see that.
Like
I can
the
see
League of
that. See them
Extraordinary
like
Monsters.
starting off as villains, kind of like the Godzilla movies, where like we root for them, but we know that they're villains.
Yeah, except Wolfman. Wolfman got a bad rap.
Yeah.
That's probably why in the other movies he was kind of the hero, because he's like a normal dude most of the time.
King of the Fat 2, are you still going to watch tomorrow's episode of Rick and Morty despite watching the leaks?
I believe I actually don't know if I will or not, because the only leak I know of is the Voltron style episode, and if there was another leak, I did not watch that one.
Thespian Player, A Legend of Zelda Cinematic Universe by Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli still doing stuff?
Which one are you? Yeah. I'm sorry,
We already
go
have
ahead.
a Ghibli universe, and honestly, the best Ghibli thing, in my opinion, is, I don't know if anyone's played this, Ni no Kuni. It is a game that is RPG that was animated by Studio Ghibli. It's amazing, fantastic.
How do I get up there?
Play it.
Who was it? Okay, ZachFat92. Which mummy do you prefer, Imhotep or Kalaris? I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure.
Karis, I think is actually their name.
Karis, yeah.
Thing is, and believe it or not, I don't think I've actually seen the original Mummy, like the actual Boris Karloff one. But I think I would prefer the, and as a result, I think I would actually prefer the Karis one, because I do know that that the original Imhotep one is only in the bandages for a brief time.
Adric Konis, in your opinion, who had the better death, G1 Optimus Prime or Beast Wars Dinobot? Personal vote is Dinobot.
Dinobot, easily.
Pilthizer, I want Ghostbusters, Men in Black, and 21 Jump Street in the universe.
Odd combination, but okay.
Lone Wolf, here are some suggestions for your next game. Doom Eternal, Halo Trilogy, Hades, A Hat in Time, and Celeste.
That guy's tough.
Finally,
I'm not
King-
playing with you.
King of the Fat 2, speaking of Zelda, did you play Skyward Sword HD?
I did not. I've only played one Zelda game on this very stream.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet myself, but then again, I'm still in the middle of Mario Odyssey, and 999 moons is too much.
And we are caught up again. All right. Resume conversation, everyone.
Yeah, Kana says hi. She's trying to get my attention. I know you can hear her in the background. Hi, Nash.
Okay, I think I've locked myself in here. I'm gonna try to teleport out.
Oh, yeah, Nash is in. Hey, Nash.
Hey, do you want to bring Nash in?
Let me get some Gorn ZXs.
Ew, not Nash.
Ugh.
Oh, cutie.
Has the Groppler spoken? Sorry, Nash. The Groppler says you're not allowed in.
Grappler Allison, I suppose could let Nash in.
If he wants in, of
Gorn
course.
ZX.
We're
Gorn ZX
helping
says,
him.
I'm still waiting for a Hasbro Cinematic Universe. Sorry about that, Gorn
They've been
ZX.
wanting to.
You're gonna
They've
be
been
waiting
talking
for a
about
while.
doing some kind of cinematic universe forever now. It's never really happened, except in the comics where we have like GI Joe, Transformers, Mask, and a few others actually meeting up.
And by the way, Nash's chat, lasers.
Sharks with freaking laser beams.
Oh, I'm just thinking of Worf. They're now locking lasers on us.
Laser phaser.
Lasers? That won't even penetrate our defense screens.
Don't they know that? Well, protocol does call for a red alert, or a standing yellow alert. Very old one. Okay. HP Red, yeah, Nash says he's on Skype. HPred97123, preferred Japanese intro theme song. For me, I really enjoy Transformers Evo by Jam Project.
1 second, let me add in Nash to the call.
Oh yes, Nash has played New Vegas. Nash has been guiding us through a lot.
Nash has been incredibly helpful to us. He's the one who encouraged us to get stuff for Muggy so that we could have infinite ammo for our laser gun. Mind you,
Hello.
time. Hey,
Hi,
Nash.
Nash.
We have been talking Power Rangers and other stuff. And cinematic universes.
And cats.
Yeah,
Wow,
Me
welcome
trying to get to
typical-
this damn area that's up top so I can complete the side quest because we are very close to finishing Old World Blues.
Welcome to a typical Atop the Fourth Wall live stream.
Speaking of cats.
Mark Burgle, haven't been able to tune in for quite some time and had a bad week this past week. Always enjoy catching your streams and watching what Georgie gets up to in this week. Glory to Nuerstotska!
Glory to Nuerstotska. Sorry you've been having a rough week, but hopefully we've been entertaining you.
Is that Grady?
That's not
That's
greedy.
Kana still. That's
Oh,
Kana
okay.
still. She wants to wish everyone a happy week and make them feel better. She only wants the best.
SKH Video Productions, all hail Nash, the keeper of almighty Grady.
Grady is such a floof. I love him.
It's not that hard to keep him. He won't go outside.
Just
Allison, I forget
screams
what's-
at you.
Yeah.
Allison, I forget what's your cat named?
Ash.
Ash,
Ash. Thank you.
How is Ash
how's
doing?
she doing?
She's doing good. She's been laying in my lap. She tried to stick
Aw.
her face in a candle, and I went, no.
Oh, honey, no.
She's
No,
like, what's this?
honey, no.
You're gonna regret that.
That's all.
Fully half of owning any kind of pet is keeping them from killing themselves.
Yeah.
Half of owning a pet is, what's in your mouth?
A large part of owning a pet is not leaving anything unattended or
Oh,
putting
yeah.
a soda down, because Kana, the little thug, likes to knock
And it's-
everything over.
Oh yeah, I have a
sure.
routine of hiding things at night when I'm not gonna be supervising. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make sure Ash is not gonna get into this.
Make sure there's
Yeah,
no chocolate.
I mean,
within
I'm
reach.
nocturnal, so I've gotten used to their patterns. But during the day, that's not my job. So I'm just like, all right, is soda's put away, good. Computer, I'll wipe the paw prints later.
King of the Fat 2, which is the worst humanoid cat abomination movie? The Cat in the Hat movie or Cats 2019?
I'd say Cats 2019 because it has a lot more, and there's nothing, and not even other humans to look at.
Release the butthole cut.
At least Cat in the Hat had some funny bits. Like, you can't say it was all good, but you can say it had parts. You can't say that about cats.
Linkara and his friend's pet cat cinematic universe.
I mean, have you ever seen them in the same place at the same? Well, actually, do I have a picture of me and Grady, and I have a picture of me and my cats, and a picture of me and Linkara's cats.
No one has a picture of me and my dog.
It's conspiracy.
Yeah. Out of
My
every...
goal is to pet every cat. That is my goal.
Oh yeah, Allison, these are skeletons that I'm killing right here.
Skeletons.
They walk around and try to shoot me.
Oh, those goofy goofsters.
Yeah, this is all insane science. This whole DLC, it's beautiful.
They blinded me with science.
And actually, they blinded them with lasers and then strapped them into these walking exoskeletons, and they died. But you know, the exoskeletons are still walking it. Yeah, it's called the trauma harness.
Skeletons are like basically destined to never be taken seriously.
I
Like, I'm gonna attack you, and you're like, all right, skeleton.
See, I think
Captain Avenger.
I think we talked about this last week. I love the idea of a skeleton walking around can be both goofy and also completely terrifying. It exemplifies Halloween and horror to a T because it can be both silly and serious.
They're spooky, scary skeletons.
Hmm.
I believe that
were
we
never
should have...
scarier. Skeletons were never scarier when they were walking around in a suit saying, "Hey, who turned off the lights?"
I personally think that we should have walking around musculoskeletons because those would be far scarier.
But if
and
it's
muscles.
muscular, then it's not a skeleton.
I must know, what is the opinion on Rito Repulsa?
I love Rito. I love that he just does not take Zed seriously in the slightest.
Rito was like, he was doing alright for a while, and then they had him and Goldar move in with Bulk and Skull, and I'm like, I don't know what they're doing with this story anymore.
I'm just shocked they didn't do more with them when they got their memories back and they were like...
They were setting something up, and then nothing happened.
They just stole the car.
What? All right, what?
In season,
he's a skeleton.
During the first
Power
half
Rangers.
of Power Rangers Zeo, they had blown up the command center, but while they teleported out, they like bounced off the command center's force field or something, landed near Bulk and Skull, and they got amnesia. So because they had nowhere else to go, they asked Bulk and Skull to take care of them. And so Bulk and Skull used them as like serpents.
What?
Is it Rito Repulso? He has
Yep.
a different last name than his sister, right?
I mean,
like, it makes no fucking sense.
Revolto, that's it. It's not Repulso,
Rito
it's Revolto.
Yeah, Rito Revolto.
Look, they're aliens, Allison. They don't follow the same rules as us.
They're aliens.
I remember
Dash.
there was like a White Ranger, and then that's about all I remember.
Dash, Rita Repulsa has a skeleton brother.
He also has a big snake theme. They also have a big snake themed father.
Was he a
What?
snake? He was just like a big blockhead weirdo. From
Yeah,
what I recall.
he had some snakes things going on for him. Not a lot, but a few.
I
And a big
hated that guy.
skullhead spaceship.
I hated that guy. His design was stupid. But I hated
didn't
the
really
Machine
like him
Empire
that much.
worse.
The Machine Emperor are just boring, but
Yeah.
in my opinion, the most boring villains in all of Power Rangers are in Lightspeed Rescue.
Yeah, I agree. They have good. They have some ideas that might be good, but they're just dull. They never did anything interesting with them. No cool ideas. They're just demons. And then at some point, there's some minor loyalty between them, and then they do nothing with it.
They keep betraying each other, and it's just okay, but at
Zed
least
and Rita had
in
personality
space,
to them.
in space, you have different loyalties and personalities. In Zeo, you at least have. So they're trying to do something a little bit different.
And then
Here it's
Turbo, we
just-
have frickin' Divatox, and I hate her, and I hate her brother even more.
You know,
Elgar
I
is
don't
the
know
worst.
about her brother, but who is her brother? Has he
Elgar.
shown up? Does he show up late? Oh, Elgar, the stupid smiley one.
Yep.
That's her brother. No, I hate him.
Yeah.
But you know what
Nobody
I've
likes
enjoyed-
him.
You know what I've liked is that First of all, they killed him off, and they should have kept him killed from the movie. But
yeah.
But I like that they had transitioned at that point. I don't know if this comes back later. They have stopped giving the goons random themes that are very specific to like one episode, but they use it all season. So it's not like, Diva talks and her goblins will get you, so you gotta fight the goblins, like every time that they're fighting them. Because that got
I like
real
those
old.
songs, but I get why that would be annoying after a while.
They were too specific. It would be like, you watch that for the tango, because Goldar and Rita would want to get, and then Tommy turn evil or something, and it's like, well, it was one episode where that happened. I'm kidding.
But yeah, Ron Wasserman, who did most of the
kinda.
music for Power Rangers for the early seasons, would leave around the time Turbo around Turbo or In Space. So a lot of their incidental music started being just like less interesting, in my opinion. It was kind of just boring synth music.
Kinda. It's now playtime.
Okay, so maybe it's this way. I'm trying to find like plant samples or something here.
I will play after the show. We do this
Daniel
every
Brent.
week.
Daniel Brent, spooky, scary skeletons.
So it is in here. So what the hell do they want me to?
Anyone who can
Was it
understand
up there?
these messages,
I'd watch it.
you do
Dylan
not.
CA, you think it'd be you don't think it'd be scary if the skins exhibit came to life? That'd just be weird.
Say that again.
You don't think it'd be scary if the skins exhibit came to life?
Which one? What's the skins exhibit?
Yeah, what is the skins exhibit?
I'm sure I'm just not remembering something correctly here, but
Are they thinking of like Body World or Body Works? I never remember what it's called, but where they have the like anatomies
Just kidding.
and
Yeah,
stuff,
it
like
is.
those displays.
if someone's skin came to life, it probably would not be. It would not be that well, it'd be scary, but also not that scary because they just fall over because they kind of need a skeletal structure to do anything.
They actually
Not
did
if they
something
were
with that
brought to
on,
life by magic.
I
Yeah,
could
in
see
an
an
episode of,
80s monster movie
X-
just being a skin that went around and like wrapped around people and killed them.
There's a show called My Life as a Teenage Robot where her skin, like they make her a skin because she wants to appear human, and it comes to life and it starts terrorizing. It is creepy. It like legit terrifying.
King of the Fat 2, literally can't stop thinking about the sperm episode of Rick and Morty. It was so bizarre and
Steady.
disgusting at the same time.
Heidi.
The what?
Okay, you remember like a couple weeks ago there was an episode of Rick and Morty about sperm monsters?
No, I stopped watching that bullshit.
Okay, yeah.
Cessation
It was
of
weird.
hostilities complete.
Yeah, I
Professor
tapped out
Harmless.
around Pickle Rick. I was like, I'm alright.
Yeah.
Professor-
I'm
bullshit.
still watching because there are still episodes of brilliance, but like that one is easily the worst episode of the season.
Why watch Rick and
I-
Morty when you can watch Owl House?
I can watch multiple things. It wants me to
And
take the
guys-
elevator down to the meteorological station, but like then it wants me to leave again. What do you want from me?
Professor
But-
Harmless, most competent Power Ranger villain ever.
Most competent?
Competent.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. There are
Astronema.
astronomers up there.
Guys, can
Venjix
we
was actually
please
pretty
stop
intelligent,
saying-
I found.
Ivan Ooze.
Ivan Ooze.
I don't have a lot to judge yet.
You've only,
I've
you've only
just
seen up to
started
Turbo, so
Yeah, I mean, I
I
guess
don't know.
Zed for
Ivan
you.
Ooze seemed like. No, Zed's not. Zed is the least competent to me. I'm sorry. Maybe this is against what some people believe. Look, they nerfed him immediately with the Dark Ranger shit, and he never recovered. And then he was tossing footballs around, and then he's in an RV.
I would argue, at least before the Machine Empire came, that him and Rita together were actually some of the most competent and successful villains ever, because they destroyed the power coins, they reversed time, they almost won a lot of times. And technically they did still win, it's just they didn't follow through to like kill the Rangers. They
I
went to
did-
party instead, and then you know things
Yeah,
went to
they
hell.
would always they would
blew
always
up the
start
command
conga
center.
lines
They were more
prematurely. That was what
successful.
undid them.
What was that?
did conga lines prematurely. That's what undid them
Yep.
every time.
Yep.
ZachFat92, in Freddy vs. Jason, would it have really been bad if Jason had redeemed himself at the end? I think it would have been great if it had ended with him finally finding peace in death.
No. He's just, I mean, the thing is, just because he has a sympathetic backstory does not mean that he's a good guy. He's still a multiple murderer, and he doesn't, and it's not like he was like, just suddenly decided, oh no, I was wrong. Just because he found someone who's technically worse.
Let's see here. SKH Video Productions, Diva Talks was better on DS9, who was a mutant.
Yeah, Hillary Shepard. I remember her on DS9.
What was she on DS9?
So far, I don't have a problem with. Yeah, she was one of the genetically enhanced humans.
That's right, she was. Holy crap! I never made that connection before.
Was she the one who wouldn't talk, or the?
She was the horny
Other
one.
Yeah, she was the horny one.
Okay, all right.
So far I like Diva Talks. There are shades of trying to be Rita Repulsa again, but I do like that she is seems to be proactive so far. She's on the field a little more than the other ones had been at the part that I'm at.
What am I looking for exactly?
Chaos Nightmare, check to see what quest you have toggled.
Yeah, find samples for the biological research station. What are the samples I'm looking for in here? Because they want me to be in here.
T. Williams CA. The skins exhibit was showing how people would look without skin. Yeah, that's the one we were talking about.
Ugh.
That's just muscles walking around, people.
Yeah. Creative Chat 25.
They are not in here. That isn't an upgrade.
What's sad is that the voice actor for Elgar is Derek Stephen Prince, who's a prominent anime voice actor. He voiced... Zen, you're gonna have to help me out here.
Say that again?
He voiced...
Top of a mountain outside, you're looking for bags of seeds. Okay, let me go back up.
Yoru from Bleach, Kenji from Digimon 202, and Shino...
you mean Uryu.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, again, all that. My mistake. Yeah, King of the Fat 2. Would
Top
Etta
of the
from
mountain
Owl
outside,
House...
looking for a bag of seeds. Like, where would I find the bag of seeds? Because the quest is aiming me towards this.
It's the second floor of the ruined building, they were saying.
Second floor
On the
of
outside.
the building.
Would Etta from Owl House date Rick?
No.
Can we stop asking these? Please, guys. I get people like Rick and Morty, but there's some. I don't want to talk about some of the gross stuff that happened on there, please. And thank you.
Gordon ZX, here's a hot take I have about Lightspeed Rescue. It's the most soap opera-like series that Power Rangers ever had.
Which one?
Lightspeed Rescue.
No. I would not say that.
What the?
You heard that too?
Yeah.
That was a car outside. That's just my neighborhood.
Okay, because it sounded like a metal thing in the game had like shifted.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're being pretty good today, actually, because so far I haven't been blasted out by some bass since periodically, since 10 in the morning.
That wasn't a car. That was the devil.
Yup.
I was going to say that sounded a little more like V'ger or something. King of the Fat 2, is the Doomslayer the real Messiah? I don't want to read that one.
Guys, please keep it to like normal questions.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not going to read that one.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, guys, but we have rules for a reason. I bend them a little bit when Crimson's away because Crimson's doesn't like to deal with certain things, but also I have a tolerance too, so please keep that in mind.
I know that's not the most interesting thing to look for seeds, but come on, people.
2 games I think would be good for Lewis to play at some point. Dark Seed would be good for Halloween stream, and Psychonaut would be a good game in general.
Eh.
All right.
I just want to finish the side quest as to the next 5 minutes. Why is that so hard?
We're caught up.
Because Nationalism, we are ending early today because I got to go work on History of Power Rangers.
Oh man, you better tell everyone in History of Power Rangers all of my great opinions.
Wait,
Just,
Louis-
you can feel
Louis,
free to steal them.
You do a show about Power Rangers?
I know,
What?
right?
I'm just now hearing about this. What? This is new information.
What is this Power Rangers of which you speak?
I just watched Power Rangers live.
So what was that like? I don't
Not
think I've
that
ever
long
actually seen
ago.
Power Rangers live.
Lewis, you've never seen Power Rangers live?
I
What
know
do you- what?
it's a travesty, is what it is.
Well, let me tell you this. It's awful. It's just awful. But it is funny. I did enjoy it. As far as the live shows that I've watched, I've been on a kick of watching these kind of 90s live tour shows for things like Pokemon.
Yeah, Louis,
lately.
this is the area you're gonna find seed bags in. This is the place.
Okay, this area again, so I just need to find it. Said it was on the upper level of the ruined building, which is this one.
Yeah.
Creative Chef 25, Lewis, or Linkara and Company. If there's a series of Super Sentai that hasn't been adapted yet, what would make the most interesting that Power Rangers would adapt? The train motif or the thief and cop motif?
Thief and cop motif could actually work because then we have like two teams of Rangers fighting each other. And I could see like an actual like serious, well-made series about like, you know, I don't know what happens in Lupin Ranger, but I presume you could like adapt that into a story of like, hey, you know, overstepping authority, or maybe people are not just, you know, stealing for the hell of it kind of thing. And there are actual reasons, like systemic reasons behind it that we should like be addressing with you know, fighting rubber-suited monsters. Where are the damn seed bags?
Patrick Caulfield, I'm curious, Lupa, given the weird bootlegs Phalus has reviewed, what is the weirdest bootleg you think Phalus owns right now?
Gosh, every time I'm asked my favorite blank, I forget everything.
While you're
Or
waiting
my-
on that,
the
I actually do
weirdest
make
of
another.
them.
I make a bootleg zones reference in the beginning of Beast Morphers with transmutation formers.
I don't know. The Thomas the Train Transformers
Hell yes, I can talk.
are pretty weird.
They wanted to see Lupin.
We haven't seen anybody in a while. Maybe the monsters have stealth suits too.
Does anyone know where the seed bags are?
I think it's weird. One of the galaxy hole ones that he has that's got like the head of like the cowardly lion from Wizard of Oz.
Oh, Meeg is at the door.
Seed bags were the friends we made along the way.
That is some serious weirdness.
Meeg just wanted
I
to
see.
shake her head at us.
I see that one. I can read this chat.
Come on in again.
Speaks too soon. Says Lupa was the least awful.
I'm
dingo
attacked by
picture.
pants.
It's Lion and the King.
No, they're mine.
All
now,
I know
Meeg.
is that I'm completely useless now. I'm covered in water.
It's so
Oh my God, take your pants.
stupid.
You threw them at me.
It's so
Alright, anyone saying? Is anyone saying? Go up the stairs. It'll be there somewhere.
No one
I'm
has said
actually
that.
asking for backseat gaming in this case because I want to find the damn seed bag before we leave.
No, and I want to clarify this because clearly there's a differential here. Shouting in all caps directions is backseat gaming. Don't do that. If we ask you where to find something, then you can do it, but no all caps.
Someone
please.
said we already got the seed bags.
Speaks
Where
too
are we going?
soon.
Are
Hi,
they
Vigo,
back at
love
the-
the title cards.
Oh my god, and you're doing it again.
Yeah, well, we're gonna end the stream anyway. I was gonna say like you're gonna time them out, but we're gonna be leaving in a second here anyway. Okay, so let's assume that I just left the seed bags back at the sink balcony.
Gordon ZX, okay, what do you think is the most soap opera series Power Rangers have ever had?
I mean, In Space has a lot of melodrama.
Also, it doesn't matter if you're doing it ironically, which is the stupidest excuse I've ever heard.
Seed bag. I'm trying to think, like...
I'm in charge here. Just because Crimson's away doesn't mean you can do things.
Unofficial Rule 10 that's may become official depending on how the mods vote. Do not break the rules ironically.
That's all. I thought that was always a rule. Ironically, is still breaking the rules.
Usually where you
I
find
know, I'm
seeds.
just saying, do not break the rules ironically even.
Yeah.
Creative Show 25, or how about the Sentai series where the 6th Ranger that's known as the Worldo?
Got jalapenos. Man, like, is there something I'm supposed to be planting? Is that my problem?
Actually, Jeremy Adler, I agree with you. Time Force, I think, is probably the most soap opera of them all.
Time Force, I can see.
Well, hell.
Says he's waiting for a seed, but I don't know what seed he needs.
Mark Burgle, and now an out-of-context Avatar quote. It was just a dream, Momo. I still have my pants.
Alright, well, I'll take care of the seed thing off screen, I think, or to skip it next time. But it is 9:30, and we're ending early here so I can get back to work on Beast Morphers.
Alrighty.
So, let me switch off of the game real quick here. Anyway, we had some fun. We killed a giant Robo-Scorpion by turning on a computer.
Oh, let me get this last one right quick. Connor Harvey, stream title, I'm being attacked by pants.
That could definitely work. Philip Kelton, now that I have money, the alien can't be absorbed by the thing. It's not organic. It's biomechanical. A perfect hybrid of machine organic to the point you can't tell where it starts and the other ends. As in, like, the xenomorph? Because I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any mechanical components. Unless you're referring to the Borg. We had a conversation about this last week, like what the thing could absorb and what it couldn't absorb. Anyway, read off these last super chats, and then we are going to call it a night.
Okay, last super chats are SKH Video Productions. To quote Tara, before you do anything, first put on pants. Also, Allison, keep enjoying Turbo.
Oh, thank you. I'll try.
And King of the Fat 2. Sorry if I offended you. It's just I haven't had anyone to actually talk to since the pandemic. I'm sorry. That's just follow the rules, please.
Yeah, the rules exist for a reason, and if you're making people uncomfortable, we're not having a good time.
Yes.
On that note, I want to thank everyone who came out here. Of course, always want to thank Game Show Reviewer and Zen.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you for special guest stars Allison Pregler and Nash.
Hello.
Hey.
Come back anytime. We're probably gonna finish Old World Blues next week, and of course I love hearing about your progress in Power Rangers, Allison. So we can always discuss more.
Oh, well,
yes,
good.
we can.
Especially when you reach the end of the season, because that's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
At least
We're
come
all
back
Power
when you reach
Rangers
the pizza,
fans here.
okay? When you reach the pizza episode, come back.
Okay, I'll be excited.
Yes, we have
for
to
the
discuss
pizza.
the pizza.
The evil pizzas were no match for a simple stoplight.
Oh,
You're
that
not
one!
pizza.
I've heard of that one. The pizza hype is real.
Pizza hype
Yes.
is real. Oh, last one. Philip Kelton, why do you think Weyland Yutani, a business mainly focused on androids, is interested in the alien? They have many divisions, including a weapons division they want to use the alien for. And with that, we are calling it a night. Thank you, everybody. Expect to see History of Power Rangers soon, probably tomorrow, but every time I think it's going to be out a certain time, it keeps getting pushed back. All right. Good night, everyone.
Bye.